10 times Ellen lost it with her guests. The Ellen DeGeneres show is known for its heartwarming moments. The way Ellen makes everything turn into fun and laughter is a treat to watch, and that's true even for situations where things go in an unexpected direction. In this video, we're counting down to the top 10 times Ellen lost it and just couldn't control herself, bursting out laughing. Watch till the end for the moment that had Ellen completely lose it with laughter. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Let's get it going. 10. Daniel. One of the most popular segments on Ellen is Ellen in Your Ear. She has played this prank with many, and this time was no different. Ellen's crew put an earpiece in one of Disney's tour guides, Daniel, and whatever Ellen said had to be repeated by him so that it would seem like he was blabbering stupid things randomly. While it was funny for the people on the tour, it was super hilarious for the audience and Ellen, who were watching the whole thing through hidden cameras. To start off, Ellen asked Daniel to park very badly repeatedly and then apologized to the people, saying it reminded him of when he was a cabbie in New York. As Ellen said random things in Daniel's ears and he repeated them, the people on the tour could be seen smiling broadly. On the entire thing, a lot of funny stuff was said, and Ellen and the audience had a great time. One of the people who Ellen is most fond of and who she teases the most is Andy, her executive producer. 9. Andy. Did you know Ellen had Andy take a flu shot on the show once? That's right. In front of a live audience when Andy was least expecting it, Ellen called Andy on the seat in front of her and then had a doctor come out and give him a shot. In this particular segment too, Ellen planned to do the same. She first brought on the topic of the flu and showed the audience a little clip on it. She then asked Andy if he had a flu shot that year, and when he said he didn't, she took out a large fake injection just to scare him. After that, she called Andy on the seat again, which he initially refused but complied to later. Ellen then had the same nurse brought on the stage to give Andy his flu shot again. While it was slightly scary for Andy, Ellen was visibly amused, and she had a great time watching her executive producer chicken out like that. Ellen loves playing innovative games with guests on her show. 8. Alison Janney. In this segment, Ellen started off by saying that she and Alison were both very competitive and that they were going to play a game called You Think You're Smarter Than Me? The rule of the game was that a category would come up on the screen and then the contestant would have to spin a wheel with numbers written on it. The number at which the wheel stopped would be how many words of that category the contestant had to say. While the game started off smoothly, things started to turn in a funny direction when the category that came up was slang terms for making love. Ellen had to say 3 words, and the ones she said were whoopee, doing it, and rocking it hard. While saying that last one, even she couldn't control her laughter and burst out laughing. The audience, as well as both women, almost rolled over laughing to that one, with Ellen sitting on the ground and continuing to laugh for a long time afterwards. Ellen can sometimes be so unpredictable as to make a random call to someone and play it on speaker for the audience to hear and have fun. 7. Gladys. On this particular instance from an old episode, Ellen mentioned that they got a great message the previous day from a woman named Gladys in Austin, Texas. She said that Gladys had some great ideas and that she wanted to talk to her and find out if she had any more. Ellen held a corded phone in her lap as she was connected to Gladys, and the call was played on the speaker. As 88-year-old Gladys picked up the phone, the conversation started off funnily since the old lady said, "Hello, this is Gladys, and if you're selling something, I ain't interested." That itself had Ellen and the audience laugh a little. Both women then got on to a lighthearted chat about what was happening in Texas, with the audience laughing out many times. But things got really interesting when Ellen asked her if Gladys had been on TV before. As Gladys started to answer that, she said she'll be honest, and then went on to say that she loved Jesus, but she drank a little. This somehow tickled Ellen to such an extent that she almost rolled over laughing at the woman's innocence and humor. Ellen simply lost it with this joke and continued to laugh for a good minute. Now, this next segment will have you laughing out loud too. 6. Lauren. You probably remember this episode because of the famous Adjust-A-Bust. Ellen started off this piece by saying that she had exciting medical news. According to her, a doctor in New York had made a huge discovery by inventing something called Insta-Breasts. Apparently, the breast enlargement lasted only 24 hours and you could use it to get out of tough situations. Wow, ain't that convenient? Ellen had a fun time introducing the device and made quite a few amusing jokes about it. As if that wasn't enough for the audience to laugh out loud, Ellen said that she had made an improvement to the device so that women could have larger breasts whenever they wanted. She called them Ellen's Adjust-A-Bust, and then had a guest, Lauren, come out on stage and demonstrate the device live. She gave an instance of a situation where Lauren could use the adjust-a-bust, like if she were caught for speeding. The way Ellen did it was simply out the work hilarious, and even Ellen herself couldn't control herself from laughing out loud so many times. Some of the episodes in which Ellen laughs the most are the ones which have kids as guests. 5. The Magnificent Britain. 6-year-old Britain was invited to the show to showcase his awesome magic skills, but before we get to that part, we simply have to point out the uncanny resemblance Britain shared with Ellen. Both had slick blonde hair and both wore jeans teamed up with plain blazers. When Ellen started chatting to Britain about his magic skills, the child got straight into action, asking for Ellen's permission to get everything ready. He turned around and quickly pulled a red scarf from his pocket. Calling it the disappearing scarf, Britain went on to explain what he was going to do, and Ellen was quite intrigued. As Britain sat stuffing the scarf into his hand, Ellen almost laughed out loud at the child's nonchalance. A few moments later, Britain opened his hands, and the scarf was indeed gone. The audience loved it and broke into a huge round of applause, while Ellen asked Britain to show both of his hands. As if he wasn't already pulling Ellen apart with his act, he said he'd make the scarf reappear and turned around to do it. His back was towards the camera for a good 15 seconds, and all the while, Ellen sat there laughing hard. So much so that she had to take a tissue to wipe her tears. Another great child prodigy on the way, ladies and gentlemen. 4. Gideon. Ellen introduced Gideon by saying that he had sent them his invitation and that she wanted him to demonstrate it on the show. When the boy appeared on stage, Ellen asked him what made him think of his invention. Quite coolly for his age, Gideon told her that whenever he would take swimming lessons, his goggles would leak. This would call his teacher to place him last, and that's what prompted him to come up with the idea. Ellen then had Gideon climb into a makeshift swimming pool to demonstrate his invention, and the child was pretty excited to do it. He first went into the water wearing usual swimming goggles, and when he came out, the goggles had leaked as he said they would. While he remarked, "Oh, seriously?" Ellen laughed out loud seeing the boy's face like that. Still laughing hard, she handed him his invention, and then Gideon went in again, and his goggles didn't leak. The next funny moment came when Ellen asked the kid if he had a patent, and he just stood there, confused. The next ultra-funny Ellen moment came with one of her closest friends, Sean Hayes. 3. Sean Hayes. Sean Hayes has been on the Ellen Show multiple times, and every time he appears, memorable moments happen. On this particular instance, Sean was on the show, and Ellen asked him about his recent health scare. Sean explained what happened and how he landed up in the hospital. While Ellen tried to ask him questions regarding it, Sean interrupted her, saying that he was in the middle of his story, and this made Ellen laugh. Sean then went on his story, and the way he told it was very amusing for Ellen. She, as well as the audience, laughed out loud many times, and as if that wasn't enough, down the line, Sean asked Ellen to accompany him on an exercise he was supposed to do. Sean then revealed a breathing game where they had to suck hard from a pipe to make toy balls fly high. While explaining the game to Ellen, Sean came up with an extremely funny remark where he said, "Whoever can suck their balls the hardest wins." While the entire audience was laughing to that, Ellen asked him, "You suck, not blow," and that tore the audience apart. Sean simply had to come back to that, and he did, saying, "Of course I'd have to teach her." Ellen couldn't keep it together any longer and burst out laughing. Ellen has had some of the best LOL moments with the Modern Family cast. 2. Sofia Vergara. This was a special segment from the show. Gloria from Modern Family, Sofia Vergara, had been on the Ellen Show multiple times, and she and the host share a special rapport. In this special segment, Sofia and Ellen were going to play a game called Stuff Your Granny Panties. According to the rule of the game, Sofia and Ellen were supposed to wear the same giant-sized underwear and stuff toy balls down them on their respective sides. Whoever stuffed the most number of balls would win. The game itself sounds super fun and extremely funny. When Sofia learned about it, she was surprised, to say the least. Once both women were in the underwear, Sofia complained, saying that the underwear seemed to be designed by Ellen. To top it all off, when the game started, both of them got into a crazy war of sorts where each would try to stuff as many balls down their end as possible. It was extremely hilarious to watch, and it was clear that both icons were having an awesome time. Ellen was seen losing it to laughter several times. And finally, we're down to our number 1 entry on the list. I saved the best for last, but first I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. So if you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it. It really works. 1. Ryan Seacrest. The popular TV host, radio personality, and producer made an appearance on Ellen's show in January of 2008, and things got from happy to hilarious pretty quickly. Ryan mentioned that he was aware of Ellen's habit of hosting game nights and playing poker with her friends and said that it was dangerous for her age. While Ellen found it funny, Ryan continued by saying that he'd brought her a gift for which was something new that they could play over the weekend. With a slightly confused expression, Ellen unwrapped the gift to find a bingo game inside. While she was still marveling over it, Ryan discovered another package left at the side of his seat and picked it up, saying out loud, "What's this?" He really didn't know what was inside and was looking at the camera person in hopes of getting hints. When he found out what was inside, it appeared to be the shape of a sexual toy for females. Ryan quickly put it back inside, remarking, "I don't know what that is." Ellen could hide her amusement no longer and she burst out laughing. Ryan joined her and both clearly had a great time. So which of these moments had you losing it? Do let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fun videos. Thanks for watching and have an excellent day. Keep laughing, everyone.